Hello, I'm Mrs. Cardozo, and I'm the proud principal of Luther Burbank Elementary School. As you may know, at a Santa Rosa City Schools Board of Education meeting this summer, it was requested that we change the name of our school site. This is a historic event in our school history, and today I will be sharing with you how we will work together as a school community through this process. Before I tell you how you can be involved or how you can give us your ideas, I'd like to share with you some background information about how our school was named and the individual it was named after. Have you ever wondered why a street or a building was named a certain name? For example, why is our city named Santa Rosa? Or why is the park across the street from our school named Juilliard Park? Well, most places are named to honor an individual or the location of the place being named. Names also can support organization, such as names of street in a neighborhood. Fun fact, our school was named after the famous plant scientist Luther Burbank. In 1906, the Santa Rosa City Schools Board of Education asked Luther Burbank if they could name our school after him to honor the impact he had made, specifically in his work with plants. Luther Burbank was an American plant breeder who developed over 800 new varieties of fruits, flowers like the Shasta daisy, and vegetables like the russet potato that you and I enjoy today. I mean, who doesn't like French fries, right? He also established a nursery garden, a greenhouse, and experimental farms in Santa Rosa that were famous all over the world. So then why do we need to look at changing the name of our school? Although Luther Burbank had a lot of great accomplishments, there have been a few questions and concerns about some of the things in his past. As I shared earlier, Luther Burbank worked with plants. Through his work as a scientist, he focused on breeding plants to get the best possible qualities. Some of his writings suggest that he did apply this thought process to humans with a focus on improving the human population through selection of desirable traits to reduce disease, disability, and so-called undesirable characteristics. This may cause people to be concerned because our differences are what make us who we are. There was also an article written about Luther Burbank that suggested he may have had ideas that could be considered racist and not accepting of individuals that had different backgrounds, particularly the Chinese. During the 1886 Chinese movement, which was happening all over California, a petition was circulating that was signed by someone with the last name of Burbank. However, the signature could have been Luther Burbank's brother, not Luther Burbank, for which our school was named. So what's next? In 1906, when Luther Burbank accepted the honor of having our school named after him, he said the following: "I cannot be otherwise than highly pleased with the proposition of the Board of Education to name the beautiful new school building at the corner of A and Ellis Streets, the Luther Burbank School. I can only say I feel wholly unworthy of such a compliment, but if the action is pleasing to the board, I shall accept the compliment, but not without many misgivings as to my ability to hold up the reputation of such a fine institution. My deep interest in all children, as well as Santa Rosa in general, will be my apology for accepting this honor." I share this to say that when accepting this honor, Luther Burbank was very humble and hoped to be a good representative of our school community. As we go through this process, it's important to have an understanding of who Luther Burbank was and to determine what we value as a school and if Luther Burbank represents those values. I have posted a few articles about Luther Burbank on our school website if you'd like to read more about him, and encourage you to talk to your teacher and family about Luther Burbank and other influential people in history. Next week, our school will be sharing a survey that will help us in this renaming process. We will also be sharing a form for individuals to submit school name recommendations for consideration. Our site has formed a community advisory committee that will review school name recommendations it receives for our site and form a final recommendation of names for the Santa Rosa City Schools Board of Education to consider. Please know that the Board of Education has the final responsibility for naming facilities. Again, more information can be found on our school site at burbank.srcschools.org. And I'm really looking forward to working together with you on this process. And as always, I want to remind you to be respectful, responsible, safe, and kind. Thank you.